Hi, everyone. This is Joanna Piekarski. I'm a real estate agent in the state of Illinois.
And this is Matthew Medinger. I'm a mortgage lender with the Money Store in Illinois.
And we are meeting with you every week here to give you an update about real estate market. There is some changes happening already. We can see that the market is switching right now from the spring market into the full blown summer market. So with that, some changes are coming. But first, I want to ask Matt, what's happening with the interest rate right now? So in your world, like what do you see?
Sure. So right now we're kind of floating kind of in a sideways pattern. You'll see a little bit of movement up, little down, but I think we're kind of on the precipice of a change to where we start that downward trend. So we're seeing good numbers coming out the last couple months. Nothing spectacular, but slight improvements. And so the Fed's kind of just waiting. They see enough slight improvements month over month. They'll finally give in and say, okay, let's do a cut. Which is not a mortgage rate cut, but it does impact mortgages. So you'll start to see the market all move together. So I'm expecting, over the next 6 to 8 months, you'll see a pretty good move. Nothing crazy, but we'll have that downward trend back into the sixes. Hopefully, hit somewhere in the mid sixes by the end of the year, and then hopefully go to low sixes sometime next year. And hopefully better, obviously. But I think it's realistic to think mid sixes by the end of the year. So we're heading in the right track. It's just going to take a little bit of time because they kind of got scared off by a few of those bad inflation reports, things like that. But I think those were outliers, and we'll see improvement, and they'll react, correspond.
Yeah, so I mean, we actually have a lot of clients that bought with us in the last few months that are, maybe like around above 7%, right? But they are hoping to refinance next year. So I just want to reach out to all of you guys that are thinking about purchasing. You can always have that options. There are programs that you can reach out to Matt and ask more questions about it. That can actually allow you to lock it for a little bit lower rate for a year or two. There are definitely options, and then you can refinance. So don't be afraid, especially now, because I have actually good news for the buyers. This is the second week in a row that we are actually seeing a lot of price adjustments on the market. So it's a little bit slower, and sellers are definitely feel that. So they acting on it pretty quick. So we see the price adjustments that are just screaming towards the buyers that, hey, put an offer on me. And if you are working with your realtors and they are suggesting a lower offer, definitely go after it, especially if there is no offers on the table for that property. Sometimes we see something, we go out with the buyers, and you guys, I mean, after seeing maybe 10, 15 homes, you know exactly how much you want to pay for this specific house. And sometimes it's only like maybe 20, 30,000, difference from what are you willing to pay for the house versus what the, seller is asking. And it's definitely the best time to approach them with the lower offer, especially if they're on the market over 2 weeks. There's no offers. You can prove to them, because we also noticed that some of the closed deals that we had were a little bit lower than asking prices. So that just showed us that we already missed that peak, in the spring market. So definitely the next 2-3 months will be great for people that are thinking about, getting into the house before the school starts. And then for all our investors that are waiting, we still have investors investing a lot in this market. They are waiting, of course, for the winter time when we see more of the houses that are actually that they have to be sold, right? That's why they are getting on the market in the winter time. But use that time, the next month or two will be like perfect months to negotiate on the homes that are sitting on the market for a couple of weeks. So don't miss that opportunities. We see a lot of great homes out there that are just overpriced slightly. And then you can really, really take advantage of those homes.
Yeah, and it's almost like a double whammy if you can do both, where you get a pretty good price on the purchase, plus you lock in now, because again, obviously only do a payment you can afford. No one knows the future, but it looks like we'll have a refinance within the next year. So, if you can get that a little bit lower price or a reasonable price, it's really gonna pay off because in the future, when the rates drop, the prices will go up. But you'll be locked in at the price, obviously, you paid. So you pay a little more interest for the next year, but substantially less when you look versus purchase price and versus interest rates.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a lot of success over this long weekend with going after the homes that were overpriced. So definitely take advantage of that situation. And then Matt reminded me that this Friday they will be talking a little bit more. So we will probably have better news for you next week. Fingers crossed. And
Look forward to that.
yeah, and that's it.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So we talk to you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks. Have a great week.